So the first equation we have is x squared plus 4x plus 2 equals 0. The first step is you're going to take 2 from this side and bring it over here. It'll be x squared plus 4x plus the blank equals negative 2 plus the blank. To find the blank, you have to do the equation, the rule of b divided by 2 squared. So then b in this case is 4, so it'll be 4 divided by 2 equals 2, and then square it, which will equal 4. So 4 goes in the blank. And then for the next step, you're going to take 2 because that was 4 divided by 2, and then you're going to put it with x plus 2 squared equals 2. Then the x plus 2 falls out of the parentheses, and then it's square root of 2, and then I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. It'll be x equals negative 2 plus or minus square root of 2. Right, so in this equation we have x squared plus 5x plus 1 equals 0. The first step is you're going to subtract 1 from both sides. And then in the next step is x squared plus 5x, and then you're going to do plus a blank. So then on the other side it's going to be negative 1 plus the blank. To find the blank you have to do 5 divided by 2 squared. So then it's going to be 10 divided by 4 and 10 divided by 4 as well as on the other side. And then we're going to take before we squared it and put it down here. So then it's going to be x plus 5 over 2 squared equals 6 divided by 4. Then it's going to be x plus 5 divided by 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 6 divided by 2. We simplified 6 divided by 4 and moved it down here. Then the next step is you're going to take 5 over 2 and subtract it from both sides. So then it leaves you with x equals negative 5 plus or minus 6 divided by 2. So then your final answer is x equals negative 5 plus or minus 6 over 2. So the next equation we have is 3x squared minus 18 plus 12 equals 0. The first thing you're going to do is subtract 12 from both sides. Then it's going to be 3x squared minus 18x equals negative 12. Then we're going to divide 3 from both sides to make it x squared for the 3 divided out. So it's going to be x squared minus 6x plus the blank equals negative 4. And then to find the blank, you have to do 18 divided by 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3, squared is equal to 9. Right? And then the next step is you're going to take what you got from 6 divided by 2, which was 3, before the square, and then you're going to use, in parentheses, x plus 3 squared equals 5 squared. And then the x minus 3 falls out of the parentheses and leaves you with x minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. And then you're gonna add 3 to both sides, which leaves you to x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is divide 2 from the entire equation, which leaves you x plus 2 minus 7x plus 4 equals 0. Then we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, and then that leaves you with x squared minus 7x plus the blank equals negative 4 plus blank. Then it's going to be, you're going to fill in the blank with that equation again, or with the rule again, and then it leaves you with 45 over 16, and then 45 over 16. And then before you square it, we're going to put that number back in the parentheses. And then you're going to add these two together, and then that leaves you with 17 divided by 16. Then that goes squared, and then this falls out of the parentheses, equals plus or minus square root of 17 over 16. Then you're going to add 7/4 to both sides. Then your final equation is x equals 7 plus or minus square root of 17 over 4. Okay. In this equation, it is x squared minus 2x plus 10 equals 0. First thing you're going to do is subtract 10 from both sides, which leaves you with x squared minus 2x plus the blank equals negative 10 plus the blank. Right? So then you do 2 divided by 2 squared equals 1 squared, which is equal to 1. So 1 goes in the blank. And then you take the number that you got from dividing 2 over 2, which is equal to 1, equals, in parentheses, x minus 1 squared equals square root of negative 9. Then x minus 1 falls out of the parentheses, and then you're going to take the negative out of the square root of negative 9, and then the square root of negative 9 is 3, and you're going to make the negative the I. Then the next thing is you're going to subtract 1 from both sides, which leaves you with x equals negative 1 plus or minus 3i.